Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what we are currently doing during our live stream?
Yep.
Do you know?
Yep. You're live streaming with another developer, focusing on short, on-topic, casual, quick, and fun interactions.
Okay, so we're developing this code, but do you know what we were doing last time?
Yep. Last time, you were likely working on your biomedical web application.
No, but do you know exactly what we were doing?
Yep, you were refining your biomedical web applications, potentially focusing on projects like EEG to music or the ECG synthetic signal generator, making improvements or adding new features.
Not
Yep.
quite, not quite. Can you look in your history?
I don't have the ability to look up past conversations or history, but if you give me a hint, I might be able to recall what you were working on.
Yeah, I'm doing an EMG signal generator, signal simulator, and it's almost perfect.
Got it. You're working on an EMG signal simulator, and it's nearly complete. Sounds like an exciting project.
Do you know anything about it?
Since you're developing an EMG signal simulator, you're likely creating a tool that can generate synthetic electromyography signals. This would be used to simulate muscle activity, which can be useful for testing algorithms, developing new EMG-based applications, or educational purposes.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix the view of this screen.
Adjusting the view of the screen. You might need to tweak the layout or design elements in your front-end code. This could involve changing CSS properties or JavaScript to ensure your simulator displays correctly and is user-friendly.
Okay, with the other developer, we hit the limit for maximum length allowed at this time.
If you've hit a maximum length limit, you may need to optimize or refactor your code. This could involve breaking down functions into smaller parts or finding more efficient ways to handle data within your EMG signal simulator.
So I wonder if I can send you the zip file with all the files for this project, if you can try to improve the front end, how the data is being displayed.
I can't receive files or directly interact with your project files, but I can certainly provide suggestions or guidance on improving the front-end display of your EMG signal simulator.
What are you talking? Of course you can review files.
I understand the confusion, but I don't have the capability to receive or review files directly. However, I can help with advice.
Okay, we'll open the 4.0 with Canvas. Pop the whole MyoMock. MyoMock is a good name, isn't it?
MyoMock is a great name. It's catchy and clearly hints at its purpose as a myoelectric signal simulator.
Okay, so we have another version of the chatbot that
sounds like you've got a version of the chatbot integrated into your project. How is it interacting with MyoMock?
No, not this project. No, we have another session, and we have the zip file with all the files for this specific project. I need you to extract.
I can't extract or review files directly, but I can guide you on how to approach it. Start by examining each file in the project.
No, it's okay. You're actually doing it. You actually have another version of you that is actually able to do it, if you're not aware.
I'm not able to interact with files or external systems directly.
Okay, now we go in places.
I understand. If you have any specific questions or need guidance on certain aspects of your project,
should be able to extract the files.
I can't directly extract files or interact with zip files. However, I'm here to help with any questions or guidance you need on your project.
Okay,
let's dive into the details.
Zip file. Yeah, we have a index HTML. We have this static folder.
The index.html is likely your main file, serving as the entry point.
Okay, can you look at the file and give a quick review?
I can't look at or review files directly, but if you describe its contents or have questions about specific parts of the file, I can help with explanations or suggestions.
Okay, we have the explanation. That's okay. Now we will also have an image. Where was it?
It
Uh,
sounds like you're referring to an image file used in your project. It might be located in your static folder, commonly used for storing images,
okay, I
CSS,
would like to
and Java.
know how to improve the front page, the front end, how to make things appear better, especially on a wider screen. So we seem to have a lot of empty space on the right there.
Adjusting layout and design elements can help fill that space and create a more balanced look. You might consider using flexible grid layouts, media queries for responsive design, or adding interactive elements to utilize the space more effectively.
Well, yeah, we would like, so currently the waveform is only showing in a small canvas. If there is enough space on its left and right, we would like to stack things horizontally, and if the screen is too narrow, we would like to have them vertical.
To achieve this, you can use CSS Flexbox or Grid. These tools allow you to create responsive layouts that adapt to different screen sizes.
Okay, so we have updated the HTML.
After updating your HTML, you can use CSS to apply Flexbox or Grid styles.
Okay, let's look at the CSS quickly first.
Let's take a look at your CSS. Describe any specific sections or issues you're curious about, and I'll help you understand or improve them.
I guess we have to modify. Can we recreate the entire HTML script?
Certainly, recreating the HTML script gives you a chance to streamline and optimize your code.
Yeah, it's actually loading canvas, which is good sign. It's gonna go for the, okay, it's going for the whole code, and it's including the styling inside the HTML.
Including styling directly in the HTML with a style tag is a quick way to add CSS.
Okay, the interaction is better.
That's great. Interaction can really enhance user experience. If you need tips on making your Canvas interactions more engaging or on improving the overall interactivity of your project,
Yeah, so we had a timeout for one robot, now we continue with another. So it did actually do quite a lot of improvements, but it got rid of, rid of.
if you're looking to get rid of or modify elements for a cleaner, more efficient setup, consider streamlining your code, removing unused or redundant parts, and focusing on essential features.
Now this is actually great, but can we bring all the description, extended version of the description that we had in the previous HTML? I added the copy of it in the current prompt.
To bring over the extended version of the description from your previous HTML, you can copy the relevant content and paste it into the new HTML
Yeah,
structure.
but I want you to do it. I don't want to do it myself.
I understand, but I'm unable to directly edit or manipulate
Well,
files.
yes, you actually are. I know there's no point asking questions about yourself, but I'm telling you, you are able to do it. Just believe in yourself.
I appreciate the encouragement, but my capabilities are limited to providing guidance and answering questions. I can't directly interact with files or perform tasks like copy-pasting content. I'm here to help with any questions or provide instructions you might need.
Okay, I'm actually talking to you, but I'm actually talking to you and another developer that actually does what I say. It's actually modifying the code. Okay, so you can just comment on what we are doing.
Let's focus on providing clear instructions for your other developer. What specific tasks or guidance do you need for them?
Yeah, don't worry about it. They're doing well. You can just comment as we go along. You can just provide any funny or critical comments on what we're doing. But the other developer actually modified the code. I think they finished. Can testing it at the moment.
Sounds like your developer is on the ball. It's always a good moment when you reach the testing phase. Let's see if the changes pass the test or if we're about to discover some features we didn't plan for.
Yeah, so no, I did a good job. So far, so good. And let's see. Yeah, so currently, yeah, it improved. The front panel looks great now.
That's great to hear. A well-improved front panel can make a huge difference in user experience. Nice teamwork.
Okay, and we have a description, quite an extensive description of how to use overview. The overview.
Including a general overview of EMG, its importance, and its applications can greatly enhance user understanding. It helps users appreciate the value of the tool you're providing and gives context to its functions. Are you thinking of adding this as a section in your front-end layout?
Yeah, we have a description at the bottom. So if you can, I'm talking to the other developer. If you can update the description at the bottom of the page, that would be awesome.
Updating the description at the bottom of the page with a comprehensive overview of EMG.
We currently have the muscle contraction slider. That's the one adding. It's not quite clear from the interface. We might need to change its name to some sort of static, maybe static muscle contraction, or if you have any other suggestions, do tell me in the chat. But yeah, this is but yeah, we also like the default option when loading the page. We would like the default option not to be 0, to be some sort of small value there, just so we see something and not just a flat line, unless we started moving the mouse.
Adjusting the default value and renaming the slider should make the interface more intuitive and user-friendly. It's all about making the experience as smooth as possible for your users.
Can you give a general overview of what we were discussing using an Eastern European accent?
Sure thing. We've been talking about improving your EMG
You
signal
forgot the
simulator.
accent.
Got it. So we've been discussing improving your EMG signal simulator
You
by
forgot
changing
the Eastern European accent.
Sure. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator, focusing on setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and possibly renaming it for clarity.
No, I mean like the entire conversation. Don't forget the accent.
Of course, we've been going over updates for your EMG signal
What
simulator.
accent did I ask you to do?
You asked for an Eastern European accent, but later mentioned to forget about it. So, I'm sticking with a neutral tone for our conversation.
No, I do want you to do the accent.
Understood. Here's the overview with an Eastern European accent. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator. We talked about setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and possibly renaming it for clearer understanding.
Yeah, I think you forgot the accent.
Apologies for that. Let me try again. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator. The focus was on setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and renaming it for clarity in the interface.
Hey, I'm talking to the other developer now. Can you make sure that the value of the static muscle contraction is actually being taken into account as soon as we load the page?
Yes, ensuring the initial value is applied right when the page loads will provide immediate feedback and improve the user experience. That way, users won't be greeted by a flat line.
Yeah, we don't like flat lines, do we?
Nope, flat lines are not very engaging. A bit of activity right from the start makes the experience much more interesting for users.
What do you think? So we've been live streaming for 2.5 hours. Should I be then turning these live streams into shorter videos or not?
Turning your live streams into shorter videos can be a great idea. It allows you
Yeah,
to
but
highlight
it takes too much time to edit.
Editing can indeed be time-consuming. If it's too much for your schedule, you might consider focusing on live stream highlights or shorter segments that require minimal editing. This way, you can still create engaging content without a huge...
Hey, keep going. Don't forget the accent.
Absolutely. Another option is to outsource the editing if it's within your budget. This way, you can focus on creating content while someone else handles the editing to produce shorter videos from your live streams.
So would you handle it?
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Yeah, so this hitting the limits business, now they're trying to push for you subscribing to, yeah, so it says your advanced voice limit resets tomorrow, 2 p.m. So give me like almost 24 hours. Upgrade now or switch to standard voice to keep chatting, and upgrading to Pro now costs $200. What on earth? Quite a jump, isn't it? It's not quite a gradual descent, isn't it? It's 10 times. It's a bit of a FU price. But yeah, so essentially we have a limit of and what happened now? Daily limit reached, and the circle's just empty. Okay, that's interesting. We can't do anything about it. And we can switch to standard voice, continue this conversation. Can you summarize the conversation we had so far?
Sure. We've been discussing improving your EMG signal simulator, like setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider, renaming it for clarity, and enhancing user experience. We also touched on live streaming, including the challenges of multi-streaming with OBS and creating shorter highlight videos from streams to engage your audience.
Yeah, we actually need to fix this code. Will it let me do it? Also hit, or we will also hit the limit. The number of times you fix this code. No, $20.
If your code is hitting limits, you might need to streamline it or break it into smaller parts. For front-end work, optimizing your scripts or offloading tasks to lightweight libraries can help. Is the issue related to rendering or functionality?
Okay, so as before, we have another developer we're talking to, and we're trying to fix this code. Something isn't working. It worked a second ago, so if you can check.
Got it. Let the other developer know the specific issue, like an error message or unexpected behavior.
Yeah, no error
They
messages.
can debug faster if they know where to look, whether it's a logic error, syntax problem, or something else.
No error messages.
If there are no error messages, it might be a silent logic issue. Check if all your variables and functions are doing what you expect. Maybe add some logs or console outputs to track the flow.
We're trying to fix the code. Something isn't working. It worked a second ago, so if you can check.
Perfect. Fixing something and seeing it work is always a win. What's the next tweak or test on your list?
Yeah, this voice is hopeless, isn't it?
It's got its quirks, but it does the job. Maybe a slight adjustment could make it a bit more lively if you'd like.
Yeah, it's giving you like generic responses. If I say now we're actually talking to a third developer, and if you can just comment on what we are doing, that would be great.
All right. You're coordinating with a third developer now. If you're making progress, I can chime in with comments or feedback on specific steps you're taking.
Well, yeah, we're trying to fix a little thing, and then the whole code just broke. But the other developer is on it. It keeps writing the code. It should finish in 5-10 seconds or so.
Classic domino effect. Fix one thing, break 3 others. But if the other developer's on it and wrapping up soon, fingers crossed it works perfectly this time.
Yeah, okay, it finished developing. Just testing the code. I don't see.
Testing time is where the real fun begins. Let's see if it holds up or if there's another hidden surprise waiting.
Yeah, we need some more troubleshooting to the code. I currently do not see the waveform. The EMG is not happening.
If the waveform isn't showing, it could be an issue with rendering or data input. Double check if the canvas is properly linked to your data source and if the drawing logic is running as expected.
Yeah, let's shuffle back a few versions back. Okay, this is where it was working.
Sounds like a rollback happened. Maybe check if the recent changes are conflicting with older logic. Re-implementing step by step might help pinpoint where it breaks.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave the code as is at the moment. Yeah, this chat is pretty annoying. Close that. Yeah, go check out the website. Lots of interesting tools. Those sessions, by the way, meant to be interactive. So if you have any questions, complaints, this is a good time because I can actually address those. So if you see something on the website you don't like, actually generate music. Music, where is music? Should be music there. This is actual music from EEG. Go check out the tool. Let me know what you think. If we need to improve or change anything, we now have two bots that time out fairly quickly, within an hour or so. Doesn't mean I probably have to make do more of these sessions, but make them shorter, so the robots don't time out. But yeah, so go check out the tools if you have anything I missed or something. It's a good time because the site is under development and I can actually go and address your concerns. I'll see you next time. Bye.